What's going on, good people out there on the ICWP universe land extravalant? Shut up. What's going on, everybody? 205 Live, the review version is right here in front of your faces. If you like 205 Live and you like reviews, go ahead and push the like button right now because you're going to love this review. It's just how it works. It's just how it works here at the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. I mean, that's how it works, right, Casey?
What?
Bruh.
Yeah,
This man too
yeah,
snaps. Anyway,
yeah.
anyway, anyway, we're gonna move on. And be sure to mention us at ICW podcast. Talk to us about 205 Live. What'd you think? I thought it was a pretty good show. I liked it. Overall, I was a fan. I was. Casey, any overall thoughts on the show before we get started into the full shebang bang of the review?
Well, I mean, before we get into the full shebang bang, not the half shebang bang, but the full shebang bang. I thought we'd do the quarter shebang bang, but if we gonna do the full one, okay. I don't know. It was a good show. I felt like it was short though.
It was short. Yeah. It was only 53 minutes this week, but it also felt short.
They keep taking minutes away from us, and they think we don't notice. We notice, WWE. We notice.
And when we don't, we look. but we started off with Noam Dar. There was a video package before this. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the video package.
There is a
set up the main event, which I liked. I liked that it set up the main event because I didn't watch Raw last night, so I wouldn't necessarily know why the main event was happening the way it was happening. So it did help me a little bit.
Oh, you didn't watch the Raw that I was at live?
Nope, I didn't watch it. Nope. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it. I started watching it. I can't say I didn't watch it. I started watching it. I just didn't finish it this morning. Didn't have time.
Wow. Who started out? Who started out Raw?
But anyway,
who came out first? Who was that?
Like I can't remember. But I do remember Paul Heyman getting choked out though. That was fun. That was actually the last part. That was the last part I left with actually, and it was Samoa Joe, by the way, who started the show, right? Tomorrow.
I don't know. You didn't watch the show, so.
Anyway, 205 Live. Noam Dar started this show specifically. Noam Dar started, and he was talking about Cedric Alexander and the beautiful Alicia Fox. He was talking about how Cedric is jealous because he took his girl and he is the supernova. I can't even say it how he said it, but it was hilarious. It's the greatest thing ever, how he said supernova. And then he told Cedric to move on. And I was like, wait, but Cedric don't care though. Like Cedric ain't even in this anymore. Like he been doing his own thing. Like besides getting injured, he been doing his own matches. So I don't feel like he in this anymore. So I was just confused on that regard of like why they were trying to. I don't understand why they were trying to put Cedric Alexander back in this when he was already out of it. Because they basically forced him out. He kind of forced himself out a little bit. Like I don't understand why this was still happening. But anyway, Cedric Alexander comes out and he doesn't mention anything about it, which I was also surprised about. Didn't mention anything about what was just said about him. Just went into the match mode, and it was a pretty good match. I liked Dar with the kind of his technical mean streak. He's so technical, but then he kind of has that gritty aggressiveness to him too. Cedric does end up winning this match. This was a good match, though. I enjoyed the match. I just thought it was weird that Cedric was in this match, considering he's kind of been away from this feud for a long time. And even when he came back, they didn't really put him back into this feud. He was just kind of on his own, doing his own thing, not even really mentioning it even on the side or anything. So I don't know. Casey, thoughts on Cedric Alexander versus Noam Dar?
I don't like the booking of this. I don't. I wanted him to be put right back in this feud because there was still stuff going on with him and Noam Dar and Rich Swann. It all connected. They even did the video package and kind of, Rich Swann talked about how Cedric Alexander and him are friends, and then they didn't put anything. They didn't put them into a feud or any storyline together when he came back. And
He was like, I'm doing this for my friend Cedric Alexander, but then Cedric Alexander just wasn't
yeah,
in.
and I
But
was like, and then at the end of this match, he's like, this is over. We're done. You move on or else. And I'm like, no, I want to see more of this. I want like no, I don't. I want this storyline with Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander to kind of go on a little bit more because I don't know what else they're gonna do with these guys right now.
yeah, that's true. I think they are playing the seeds of a Noam Dar, Alicia Fox breakup again. Um, because of what Cedric Alexander said, obviously they're gonna play that. Um, obviously they're gonna play that. So, well, good starting match, I'd say. Then we got Mustafa Ali versus Louis Valley Vallejo, whatever.
It was Mini Rusev.
Yeah, Mini Rusev. Um, I like Ali starting out technical as he normally does, but I like the commentary kind of playing it up as he's kind of using Drew Gulak's advice. But I was also kind of like, I know like this Drew Gulak no fly zone thing is kind of focused on Mustafa Ali, but like does Mustafa Ali do a lot of dives? Does he like do a lot of like just unnecessary dives? That like does he really do that many?
No,
Casey, do you feel like he does that? That's what I was feeling. I was like, I don't think he does like he might do it, one or two during a match, but it's not like he does any like anything that's like crazy. Like sometimes people will just throw people outside of the ring just so they can dive on them. Like I don't feel like Mustafa Ali does that. I feel like they roll out of the ring and he's like, you know what? I might as well. But anyway, I just thought that was weird too. Mustafa Ali goes for his reverse 450 splash. Gulak comes out with his with his doggone his doggone megaphone, putting off the siren or whatever. I was like, is Cesaro's old theme playing or something? I like this though. I thought it was funny. Ali obviously jumped off the turnbuckle and he was highly upset, and it almost cost Ali the match, but he ends up still getting the victory. And I like this. I like after the match too, with Gulak kind of giving him credit, kind of like saying that it was my system. It was the no fly zone, the staying down, staying low or whatever. It was that really allowed you to win this match, Mustafa Ali. I thought that was pretty funny. I really I thought that was a pretty funny little thing. And then Mustafa Ali, similar to what he did a couple of weeks ago, took Gulak out with that flipping senton type dive. But I like this though. I still like this feud. I just don't. And I don't want to say the same thing again, so I'm just not gonna say it. But I feel like we just gotta have. I think we need more of Drew Gulak. We just need more of him. That's how I'm gonna put it this week. We need more of him. But Casey, thoughts on Mustafa Ali versus Louis Valley?
all right, Mustafa Ali versus Mini Rusev. I I don't know. It was kind of it felt like typical jobber match to me. I did like Mini Rusev just because he reminded me of Rusev. Um, but I like Drew Gulak coming out with the megaphone and the whole you know my system's working if you just listen to me. See, it works out and you stay on your feet. For a second, I thought they were gonna do a thing where he teams up with him. He's like, okay, kind of like the Titus brand thing. And I was like, please don't do that. Don't do that. But then he does the dive over the top rope onto Drew Gulak, which I liked. But I wouldn't even necessarily say we need more of Drew Gulak. We just need him to do this with somebody that makes sense. Somebody who does specifically do a lot of, aerial maneuvers and a lot
even,
of
even if he was doing it with like somebody like
he needs
and
with Jeff.
Dorado or like Grand Metalik or somebody who like I think it would make more sense if he was doing it with a Lucha Libre guy, just because they kind of do like it's their
Yeah.
style.
They need
Now that feud wouldn't be relevant because I don't know where Lince Dorado or Grand Metalik are.
he need to do it. He need to do it with Kalisto.
True. He need to do it with Jeff Hardy, obviously.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. he be on the highest ladder ever, and that Drew Gulak come out. But
he needed to come out for the steel cage match.
But I know we had some video packages on. I know it was Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander. I might be missing one, but I know we have video packages kind of like on superstars and their whole journey. To me, it was kind of weird because it didn't really make any sense. Like the one with Rich Swann was just kind of there. I was like, we've seen this before. We know his story. Do we need to know it again? Is it something we need to know? Because when he won the title, we knew his story. So I don't know why. It felt like it was kind of an odd video package, considering we didn't really see Rich Swann this week. It was kind of weird. And the Cedric Alexander one was, I mean, I don't feel like it really did anything, in my opinion, none of these video packages. And then we had Akira Tozawa, you know, he contemplating it. Titus O'Neil was backstage because he is obviously under 205. But he was backstage and he was trying to, in the locker room, trying to recruit new members for the Titus brand. He wants the Titus brand to go international. And I like this. I don't know why, but I did. It was funny. It was funny. He was like, you know, when I hear that, you know, I hear za. I was like, bruh, I'm done with you right now. But I'm wondering, like, I like the Titus brand for some reason. I do like at least with the Titus brand, like it's now kind of being a little bit more consistent. Like he's actually trying to like promote it and actually trying to like manage people and actually, you know, help in air quotes other superstars. Whereas when he first started, it was there, but like they never done anything with it. So at least I think at least they're doing something with it now. But I kind of want to see what they're gonna do with this because I mean Titus is an entertaining guy, so I think if they keep doing it, it'll catch on. But Casey, thoughts on the video packages or the Tozawa? You know, he contemplating it, he thinking about it, joining the Titus brand.
No. The video packages were just kind of there.
True.
Yeah. They no sense or anything, but you know, they had to remind us who these guys are, and then not have them on the show. Yeah. But you know, he looks bigger than he is. You know, but Titus O'Neil, you know, he like 204. You know, it's just the height. You know, he looked bigger than he is. But yeah, he 204, so he is good. He good. But I like when he's like, "Can I talk to Tawaza in private?" And he's like, "His name is Tozawa." He's like, "That's what I said." I was done. But why everyone want Tozawa though? Like, Frank wanted him. Now Titus O'Neil wants him. Like, I'm waiting. Next week we're gonna have Paul Heyman in there. For that.
All right. Moving on, we had the main event. We had TJP versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. This all kind of stemmed from TJP's working relationship with Neville. Neville tried to get out of the match last night, but then TJP made him upset, so he agreed to it. I was excited for this match, and I think TJP deserves, and I'm just a huge fan of TJP, so maybe that's what it is. But I feel like TJP deserves a lot more credit than he gets. Like everybody is like really low on TJP and like almost like hates TJP for no reason. And like I think it's funny because a lot of the times it's these like hardcore wrestling fans that all they talk about is like, oh, the characters don't really matter. It's all about the wrestling. It's all about the in-ring. And TJP is one of the best in-ring, period, if you watch him, and like, but all people can think about is oh his character. I just can't get behind it, even though you only care about the wrestling though. Anyway, let's get into the match. Maybe I'm just high on TJP. Maybe it's just me, but I love. At first, I thought this was really a dominant match by Neville, and then I went back and watched it again, and I think they did a good job of this being kind of back and forth, kind of either person could win type of an issue, especially considering Neville's had the title for a long time. Well, not necessarily a long time, but it's been longer than I think anyone else has had it. So it maybe feels a little bit longer than it probably is. But I love the kind of aggressiveness, the kind of no chill factor that Neville has. He just doesn't care, and we say it all the time, but it's so true. He is playing this character to a T. He is playing this character so well. Just the I'm overlooked. I'm overlooked, but I'm a champion now, so you're gonna notice me. I love it. He is killing this character every single time he comes out. I love the inverted sharpshooter by TJP. I thought that was nice. I love him going after the knee and trying to lock in the knee bar. The knee bar. I just think TJP is so fluid. Like he's just so he just knows what he's doing. He knows how to like transition from move to move, and that's like always been one of my things for a wrestler. If you can transition from move to move, like we right here, bro. Like we right here, or sis, whatever, you woman. Like I love it. Like I love when wrestlers can transition from move to move, and that's why I like TJP so much. But I like that he went after the knee for the knee bar, and then he finally locked it in. And Neville got out. Neville's doing great with that I'm gonna tap spot. He does that so well, especially when he goes like it's like he's going for a tap, but he balls up his fist, so he can't technically tap. I always love that. I think he does a really good job with that, and his facial expressions and the way he sells it and everything. But Neville would end up winning with the Rings of Saturn, which I was actually surprised by because I expected TJP to get out of it just because I think somebody slipped a little bit there at the end, and that's how TJP's hip kind of escaped a little bit. This was a good match though. It was a really good match. I feel like TJP deserves a lot more credit than he gets, and it's unfortunate because it's the hardcore wrestling fan that doesn't care about the characters that's really very hard on TJP's character. But anyway, Neville does end up retaining. Not necessarily surprised, but then again, I felt like this one could go either way in my opinion. But Casey, thoughts on the main event of the evening: TJP versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship?
Yeah, it was definitely a really good match. They definitely worked well together. I just and I love TJP as much as the next TJP fan. For one, I knew he wasn't going to win going in anyway, but I didn't want him to win just because, like, if you think about it, we've only had, if you're just considering this Cruiserweight Championship the only one that we've ever had.
Yeah, it's the only one we've ever seen. That's what they told us. It was the first ever one.
Yeah. So if you could just consider that, we've only had 4 champions. So I feel like if you want it now, it would be too soon. I want to see more people. I wanted to see freaking Aries win the title, but they're like, no, why would we do that? But I don't know. I feel like we need to have more champions before we go back to the original.
I also think I got another point about Neville. I'm gonna let you give your thoughts. I just wanted to kind of hear your thoughts on this too.
But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, he won TJP originally won the title in September, so it hasn't even been a full year yet. I feel like it's too soon for him to win the title back again. Just for me anyway, especially when you're trying to build up this division and you're trying to make all of these guys feel important. I feel like you should have more than just 4 or 5 champions to make the division feel more important. But yes, your thoughts.
Real quick before I give that thought, Any thoughts on the TJP situation?
What about it?
Just the fact that fans try to say that even the biggest of wrestling fans who care about the in-ring wrestling are always harping on TJP's character and don't necessarily give him credit for what he does in the ring.
You can't have it. You either like the in-ring or you like characters. You're not always going to get the best of both worlds. There's just some guys that aren't not necessarily guys that aren't good at characters, but there's some guys that don't necessarily need a character. TJP is just TJP. Like that's I feel like he's one of those guys that he's the same guy in the ring as if you would meet him on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine because he's that good in the ring. Like, there's other guys who aren't as good in the ring that need that character to kind of get them over. I don't think TJP needs that.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Last point for me, unless I think of another point, then it won't be my last point. But have you feel like, because we have talked about it for so long, that the cruiserweight division, there's just something missing. There's something missing. We don't know what it is. We can't find it. Has Neville first off brought credit to the cruiserweight championship with this run, which I think is a definite yes. But has he also kind of elevated the cruiserweight division a little bit? Do you feel like? And I'll give my thoughts after you do.
I think each champion so far has, in their own way, kind of elevated that title. And I think Neville definitely has, especially with his character and the king of the cruiserweights and, his heel run. But I think, I don't know that one person can elevate the cruiserweight division. I think the big issue is WWE isn't booking it well. Not that they're not booking, the top guys the best,
But we say that Miz elevates the mid card.
Yeah, but the mid card already has good guys on there anyway. He elevates the title, yes. But I think there's a whole cruiserweight division. But if you really think about it, out of all the guys on the cruiserweight division, how many do we see on a regular basis?
Like 3? No, probably it's probably like 6 to 8, maybe.
Yeah, and that's it. Out of how many? Like, there's got to be like
20.
Teams.
Because the tournament was 32. You can probably take 10 of those guys didn't get signed.
Yeah, like right there. Like that's a big issue that they're not showing all these guys. Even
Sean Maluta still jobbing somewhere.
I mean, even like it should be like NXT used to be, where we didn't see everybody every week, but they kind of you would see one guy this week and then you wouldn't see him for a week or two, but you would still see him. There's a bunch of guys on the cruiserweight division that we just haven't seen yet since the debut of 205 Live. And I think that's the issue. We can't get into the division if we don't see all the guys at least in non-title matches, at least in matches,
Yeah. See, and I think he has definitely elevated the title. Just because, like, I mean, a lot of times you just need a good heel to come in and just be a heel. And I mean, being a heel within itself puts a storyline around the title for the most part. And I think he's done an amazing job at elevating the title and making people care about at least seeing him get beat up or seeing him get knocked off his throne, I guess you could say. I feel like he did that with the NXT title back when he had the NXT title. And he was a heel. I don't care what anybody says. He was a heel. You can say he was a tweener, but when you take out the top face in the, I guess in the brand per se, Sami Zayn, you're a heel.
I mean, but everybody takes out Sami Zayn, so it kind of doesn't.
So everybody heals, all of them. But I definitely think he's elevated the. I think he's elevated both the division and the championship, just because like I feel like he hasn't like he's elevated. I'm not saying like it's like the greatest it could be. I'm just saying it's better now that Neville's around.
So what you're saying is he took the hook from the ladder match, and then he raised it up. Okay. So he
put the hook. He just raised it just a little bit, make it a little harder to reach,
Yeah. Okay. I see.
But I do feel like he has elevated both the championship and the division. I just feel like you said, like it's kind of a booking issue with the division where like we're not seeing everyone. Like freaking, like I said, Sean Malou is probably jobbing out right now. Like I don't understand why, but like cause Sean Malou is good, but like he's one of those guys that like for some reason they're just like, nope, we're not gonna have him on the show. Obviously, the Bollywood boys are doing their thing with Jinder Mahal, which is fine. But I still, and this is kind of another issue I have, and I just thought about it. But like, why can't the Bollywood boys do what they're doing with Jinder Mahal and be on 205 Live? Because that used to be a thing. You could do more than one thing, like especially considering they're not really a tag team with Jinder Mahal. Like they're just like managers. Like what happened to being able to do multiple things in wrestling? That used to be a huge thing back in the day.
Nah, they basically his J&J security. So So I mean, and they didn't do nothing, so they can't, So it's same thing.
But yeah, that was your 205 Live review. Definitely a pretty good show. I enjoyed it. Do you have words to say? I heard words.
It was a show. They was wrestling on it. Yeah, it was crisp.
And I would hope so.
Ain't no botching.
Yeah. Was it stiff? Would you say it was stiff?
No, I wouldn't say it was stiff. It was fluid. It was fluid.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. We got NXT coming up tomorrow. Impact coming up on Thursday. Fire Night Fight Up coming up on Friday. And I think that's it. And then probably some random discussion coming up on Saturday. Let's be honest, we don't know as far as like what Saturday and Sunday could hold. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for us. Click it 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, or 7 times. No more, no less. Okay, no more, no less. Also, go to ICW_podcast. Hit the follow button. Talk to us. Be like, bruh, like 205 Live, it's some booty. Don't watch that. Or you can be like, bruh, 205 Live, the greatest show of every time ever in life. Either way, like we gonna be like, we're going to say words back to you. They might not make sense, but we're going to say them. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. We do hope you guys enjoyed. This was your 205 Live review on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an Instant Classic.